Hey everybody, and welcome to this special on Mercury entering Cancer, which is happening from the 8th to the 25th of July, just before Mercury goes into retrograde next month on the 23rd of August. But anyway, Mercury in Cancer sets off a cosmic dance with several planets as it makes aspects, shaking up the mental landscape in a quite amusing way. Well, you know, you have to laugh sometimes because Cancer can make you cry. But yeah, so it can be like a cosmic game of connecting the dots. Mercury is the planet of communication in astrology, and Cancer is all about emotions, intuition, also covers like stuff like legacy, inheritance and stuff like that as well. But anyway, when these two come together, they can bring up deep conversations and helpful sort of like connections. So the first aspect is Mercury making a sort of cheeky wink at Venus in a playful semi-sextile, and this adds a touch of charm to our conversations, infusing them with a hint of romance. The semi-sextile with Venus enhances our ability to express our feelings and connect with others on a deeper level. This influence can lead to positive relationships and partnerships, as well as increased creativity and inspiration in our sort of artistic creative pursuits. The next aspect, Mercury meets Jupiter in the quintal, which is sort of like a fancy world for an unusual encounter, and sparks flies big ideas and bold visions take centre stage with this aspect, because the quintal to Jupiter that Mercury makes as it goes into Cancer can add to a sense of being optimistic about communication and life in general, as well as expanding our thoughts and communication. And this can help us see the bigger picture and find solutions to our problems that we may have found them to be unable to sort of like solve before. Also, Mercury makes a sextile with Uranus, and this injects some electrifying excitement into Mercury's journey into Cancer, and this brings kind of ingenious ideas and solutions that can light up our minds like fireworks on a sort of like summer, you know, night, well, after 11, because in the UK anyway, it's not getting dark till then, and it's getting like light at like 2 a.m, 3 a.m in the morning. It's actually like having 5 hours of darkness. But yeah, anyway, so this sextile with Uranus that Mercury makes as it goes into Cancer encourages innovation, unconventional ideas, and it allows us to break free from old patterns of thinking and embrace new perspectives. And also Mercury sort of like makes a trine with Neptune as well, so this creates a sort of dreamy atmosphere where intuition can flow more effortlessly, guiding our thoughts and our ethereal whispers, and this can enhance our intuition and sensitivity, enabling us to tap into our inner wisdom and connect with our spiritual side. However, it's not all sunshine and rainbows, because Mercury faces off against the mighty Pluto in the opposition as it enters Cancer, and this can trigger intense debates and power struggles over the next 3 weeks, and this can make it even the wittiest wordsmith poet break out into a sweat, you know, with the amount of combats that people can like sort of like sling at each other right now. Also, Chiron makes a square to Mercury, so this sort of brings forward old wounds can come to your mind right now, and you can find it hard to just stay grounded, but this aspect is challenging us to find healing through more empathetic, you know, cancery sensitive communication. Also, Mercury's opposition to Pluto and the square to Chiron can bring challenges in our communication and understanding, and this requires us to navigate power struggles and, you know, confront past wounds, and this can be scary, but ultimately these aspects just want us to sort of like get more in tune and get more real with our communication, and our minds can be in for sort of like an infuriating ride with playful banter, electrifying ideas, and profound introspection 1 minute, and next minute we're all scary, tearful, and just a bit moody. So it's sort of like a wild cosmic sympathy, and we're invited to dance along with the stars. So, you know, we have to let our wit flow and our tears flow as well, and just let the insights come out as Mercury takes us on an unforgettable journey through the depths of Cancer over the next few weeks and explore our sort of more emotional intelligence and just open up more to our feelings in our daily interactions with ourselves and others. So on the karmic and past life meaning level, as I said, Cancer is a water sign that's associated with emotions, intuition and home life. Mercury is a planet that rules communication, travel and technology, siblings, early learning and short journeys and all of that, and our relationships with our neighbours and stuff like that as well. So when these two come together, it represents a time karmically when emotions and communications become more deeply intertwined and people may feel more sensitive and more intuitive than usual, even those who are mostly normally logical. So ultimately, karmically, this transit wants us to revisit past emotional wounds, especially those related to home life and our feelings and communication, to heal and release them. So this brings a focus on our family and our home life, and also any unfinished business that we may have with emotional expression can come to the surface as well. Perhaps in the past life you were a poet or philosopher, gifted with the ability to communicate your feelings with grace and eloquence, and now in this life you may not be able to communicate at all, but as Mercury, transits through Cancer, you may be able to tap into these ancient memories of being an effective communicator again, and your words can flow like poetry, even if normally you just can't even get in touch and the only thing you know about feelings is to spell the word feelings, sort of thing. In terms of past life, this transit serves as an opportunity to learn from our past mistakes related to our emotions and the way we talk to people, or the things we didn't say to people, more importantly. So the key to making the most of this transit is to remain open to emotional growth and use communication for healing and understanding. So it's important to approach this transit with awareness and intentionality, and remember the universe has a funny way of reminding us of our past lives when we least expect it. So keep an open mind and let the cosmic energy guide you on this journey of self-discovery and rebirth, especially on the realms of self-discovery and communication and stuff. So in terms of committed relationships, this aspect can help you become more deeper with your partners. People can be more emotionally intense as well, so this can be a positive thing for couples who are looking to strengthen their bond and build a foundation of trust and understanding with each other. So because Mercury transiting in Cancer can make us more sensitive than usual, negatively this means that small arguments can turn into full-blown disagreements faster than you can say Mercury retrograde. So if you are in a committed relationship, be prepared for some overly sentimental texts and maybe tearful phone calls during this transit, or just a battle of wits and fighting with your words. At times during this transit, it can become sort of like a cosmic game of emotional hide and seek, and where communication can become sort of like a delicate sort of like dance. So with Mercury in Cancer, conversations can become as unpredictable as the weather forecast, especially if you live in England. So 1 minute you're basking in the warm rains of understanding of the sun, and the next minute you're caught up in a torrential downpour of mood swings. So just imagine you're sunbathing in your garden and a nice inverted commas are making here summer's day, and in the next minute it's raining. So it's best to approach this transit with a sense of humour, as we do with the British weather, and also a hefty dose of sort of like patience. And it's important for partners to communicate effectively and be mindful of each other's feelings during this time, as increased emotions can lead to conflicts and misunderstandings. Nevertheless, it's crucial to remember that the emotional intensity that can come up in terms of speaking right now, or understanding emails, texts and stuff, can also be a sign of passion and depth, and when handled with care, these passionate moments can pave the way for growth and a more authentic, stronger connection, because sometimes we don't tell the truth to each other, and that's what caused most of the problems in our relationships. So honest relationships, even though with moody Cancer energy, can just help us dive into our feelings, explore our vulnerabilities and truly understand each other on a more profound, deeper level. While communication may feel like an unpredictable dance right now, it's essential to approach it with empathy and understanding, taking time to listen to your partner's words, even when they seem veiled by the ever-changing emotional climate that comes with Mercury in Cancer. Being supportive and patient, knowing that your feelings and thoughts may fluctuate, go up and down as frequently as the tides go in and out. But in the midst of this cosmic game of emotional hide and seek, it's important to find moments of laughter and lightheartedness, as I said earlier, and embrace the unpredictability and see it as an opportunity for growth and exploration within your relationship, allowing yourself to navigate through the storm and waters together, hand in hand, knowing that the vein will eventually clear, making way for a more profound understanding and connection. And if you remember to approach whatever happens now with grace and compassion, instead of reacting impulsively, taking a step back when need be to assess the situation from a place of understanding, considering the underlying emotions and perspectives of all involved, and strive to find common ground that honours everyone involved's needs. So remembering in the moments of conflict, it's best to aim for open and honest communication, sharing your thoughts and feelings openly while also being attentive to the other people or person's perspective as well. And do your best to avoid reacting impulsively or engaging in blame games, taking a step back and try to understand everyone's involved perspectives. This is the time to practice patience and empathy, as this will help create a healthy resolution. And it's natural for conflicts to happen during times of emotional intensity, but how we handle them can make all the difference. Instead of letting anger or frustration dictate your actions, strive for open and honest communication. And remember, it's not about winning the argument or proving a point, it's about finding common ground and trying to resolve the issues together. And in moments of conflict, actively listening to the other people's involved point of view without interrupting or diminishing their feelings can create a safe space for open dialogue and understanding, and also validating everyone's involved emotions and demonstrating empathy. Knowing that others' feelings are just as valid as your own, you can create an atmosphere of trust and mutual support by acknowledging this fact. And keeping in mind that finding common ground requires compromise and flexibility, and seek out areas that you both or everyone involved agrees on, so you can build upon them, focusing on what can be done to improve the situation rather than dwelling on the past, and its grievances. Throughout this dance of emotions that may come up when Mercury's in Cancer, remember to take care of yourself as well as your relationship and other people. Practice self-care, manage your emotions before discussing them with others. Take a step back if you feel yourself becoming overwhelmed, and take some time out to breathe and gather your thoughts. This is really important because Mercury in Cancer can make us hella moody. Stepping back can help you approach the conflict with more of a clear head, and practicing patience and empathy is essential in creating harmony and health in a relationship. And understand that conflicts are a natural part of any relationship and can be opportunities for growth and understanding. So when faced with conflict, it is essential to approach it with respect and kindness and a genuine desire to find a resolution. And remember, active listening is key in resolving all sorts of arguments, from the small to the big ones, effectively. But yeah, on the bright side for committed relationships, because we've gone down having to deal with the negative things that can come up, it can bring out a more nurturing side to both you and any partners. You may surprise each other with home-cooked meals, thoughtful gestures, and extra cuddles or surprise date nights out. Just make sure if you're on the receiving end to reciprocate the love and care, or you may find yourself in the doghouse faster than you can say I'm sorry. So most importantly, when Mercury's in Cancer for committed relationships, communication is key. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or misunderstood, don't hesitate to express yourself. And if conflict does come up, don't forget to hug it out. And remember, just like the tides, whatever happens now while Mercury's in Cancer, this too shall pass. In terms of hookup relationships, things can become more confusing right now. People can become more emotionally sensitive, and this can make hookups more confusing, especially communications. Some people may find themselves wanting more than a casual fling right now. Even if you know it's a casual thing, you may want to make it more serious, because there can be a deeper desire for deeper emotional connections and a longing for more commitment right now, because Cancer is known for its more nurturing and sensitive nature. So you may crave more commitment, and don't be surprised if pillow talk becomes more philosophical and cuddling sessions turn into therapy right now as well. But just be sure to communicate your authentic needs and boundaries clearly, because Mercury in Cancer can bring out the clingy side to people. So direct and honest speech is needed to avoid misunderstandings and confuse feelings. So if someone wants to take a hookup more serious and you're not feeling it, just be honest. It may, you may not want to hurt their feelings, but in the long run, lying to them will hurt their feelings more. And if you want the receiving end and you're the one who wants to make things more committed and the other person don't, just respect their boundaries and stuff, because ultimately it's always helpful to be truthful about what you truly want, and not to lead anyone on, and not to try and push people into commitment when they're not ready for that, or they can't give you that, and just make sure whatever happens right now in hookups, it is in alignment with your authentic needs and values. In terms of career growth, Mercury in Cancer can have sort of like a strange effect on our career growth. It can be like having a mischievous little gremlin messing with our professional plans. So just when you thought everything was going smoothly, this cosmic trickster can decide to throw a curveball your way. But ultimately, obstacles that come up right now are unexpected opportunities for personal growth in the long run. So some of you may seek out more emotional, fulfilling and meaningful work or educational opportunities, rather than simply, pursuing a job or an educational path for material success and, expectations of others. You may have to deal with delays in promotions or difficulty in finding a new job right now, and this could be due to a lack of clarity and communication in the workplace, or, paperwork going missing and stuff like that, and this can lead to misunderstandings and conflicts with colleagues or superiors. But just remember to double check your emails, clarify any mixed messages, and keep that sense of humour handy, as I said earlier, because that's what was needed for this period of Mercury in Cancer, because laughter is sometimes the best way to handle Mercury's in Cancer's energy and the chaos that it can bring to your career goals and stuff. Just use a little bit of wit and charm, and this should help you glide through this period with more ease, and seek out guidance from mentors or career coaches can also be beneficial in you overcoming any obstacles that come your way right now. Also, remain patient and persistent, and focus on improving communication skills and building positive relationships with co-workers and other people in the workplace as well. In terms of education, you may find that your education demands more from you right now at this time, and this can be due to, sort of like an increased emotional sensitivity on your part, and maybe a tendency to dwell on past experiences, especially with failure in your academic or personal learning goals, that can distract you right now. So just focus on developing a strong support system, even if it's with your own self, to maintain motivation and accountability. Watch some videos online or listen to some podcasts that can help you stay focused. Taking breaks and prioritizing self-care can also help you manage any stress or anxiety that comes up right now. Overall, this transit presents an opportunity for growth and reflection in the realm of self-learning and education, but it may require you to make a bit more of an effort and pay more attention than usual. In terms of spiritual and personal growth, Mercury in Cancer is like having a spiritual sort of like blender, mixing emotions and thoughts into a cosmic smoothie of personal growth. It can be like having a therapy session with the universe where all your deep-seated feelings bubble up to the surface for examination, because ultimately this transit on the spiritual level wants us to go more deeper within ourselves and confront anything that we haven't made peace with, especially our inner demons. So, you know, this transit can be sort of like a roller coaster for your soul, which can be challenging but at the same time fun if you like being put through the emotional sort of rigor. But yeah, anyway, I said humour is really important during this period. Some of you may feel more in tune with your emotions and your inner self at this time. You may also find yourself more drawn to activities that sort of like promote personal development and spiritual growth, such as meditation, yoga or therapy. It's a time when you can reflect on your life and gain a more deeper understanding of your purpose and values. You may also find yourself being more empathetic and compassionate towards yourself and others, and this can strengthen relationships and your bond with yourself and other people as well, and leading to sort of like more meaningful connection with your inner self and the people around you. So ultimately, spiritually, it's a good time to focus on inner healing, forgiveness and letting go of negative thoughts and emotions that may be holding you back. And by embracing this energy and taking time out for self-reflection and growth, you can set the stage for positive changes in all areas of your life. So in conclusion, Mercury's transit in Cancer can significantly impact all the different areas of our lives. One of the advantages of this transit is that it can increase our communication skills and help us express our emotions more effectively. We can feel more compassionate and empathetic towards others, which can lead to more of a deeper, more meaningful connections with our loved ones. This transit is an excellent time to have important conversations with family members or close friends, as we may find it easier to express our feelings and understand theirs. On the other hand, transiting Mercury in Cancer can make us more emotional and more sensitive than usual, which may lead to more mood swings and misunderstandings. We may feel more sentimental, which can trigger memories and emotions from the past. So it's beneficial to be more aware of our emotions and communicate them effectively, even if it's just to our own journals, to avoid conflicts and misunderstandings. Ultimately, this transit is best used for self-reflection, as we are more in touch with our intuition and our feelings if we're open to it, and just, you know, explore our inner selves and just be more mindful and communicate more clearly and compassionately with ourselves and others at this time. So yeah, that's my analysis of Mercury's transit through Cancer. Thanks for listening, and you shall hear from me soon.